Do it live.
We are live. Hello, and
Hello.
welcome back.
Hello,
Future
old
us and
fellow.
any random ass people who somehow found our stream and is still watching after 10 episodes of randomness. Um,
You have the endurance of a god.
I
Yeah.
don't know why you're listening, but hey, nice to be appreciated.
so last session was a really short session. You guys brought the dead Burgermeister to get buried. You noticed that there was something extra shady up with um, Donovich the priest, and I think it was Yolahi who was intent on trying to figure out what that was,
Yes.
and Zero got put in timeout for having no empathy.
Yes, he did. And he
Yes.
deserved
Time
it.
out with the person, but with no emotions.
Yes. And
He has emotions. Kind of.
Phil
I-
doesn't.
I believe he has emotions. They're just not always appropriate emotions.
Yes.
Fair. That's fair.
He's like a 2-year-old in that respect.
Yes.
and you
A
had
very, very large 2-year-old.
been approached by Ismark, who had seemed like an odd understanding of who you are and how you got here, and wanted to know, or was hoping that you would help escort him and his sister, or help him escort his sister as he is viewing it, to the next town of Valaki, which he believes is more secure because this town is getting bombarded by wolves and werewolves and such things because his sister has been noticed in some fashion by Strahd, and he wants her and is causing all sorts of mayhem in this town, and this town is much worse off for it. So now that their father is dead and not keeping them there, he wants to get her out because believes it'll be safer for her and everyone in this town because the focus of Strahd will no longer be here. And he offered to let you guys stay at the manor house once that is completed. Um, Vel had been told once upon a time that that she should seek out Madame Ava, that she will offer some sort of assistance.
Find the woman.
Yes. So, what were your plans? How, were you planning on trying to rush it, or to wait for the next day?
We were gonna wait for the next day, I believe.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
There was a bit of
Yeah,
debate on that.
that's what I remember.
I guess I want to go now, but I guess
I don't think that's a good idea.
probably not. But
Into the brain cells. Brain cell singular? I guess we have multiple now.
one
Yes.
each. Come on.
I have at least two.
I found you guys a map for the manor, because one was not provided, so now you have a map. Wow, this is a louder song than the others.
that is louder.
Fancy house.
That was
can
very fancy.
I might have
barely hear it with my max volume.
I might actually have to turn the music down slightly.
I already had to, so we're all talking about music.
I
already.
don't know why we all have such drastically different reactions to the music.
Yes.
Because I have the master volume a good chunk of the way down, so it shouldn't have been
Oh.
super loud, but...
My master
Keep turning
volume's
my
all
master
the way
volume
up to the
otherwise I
max.
just plain can't hear it.
Alright, just a random question for the group, because maybe you'll be able to help. I can't, for some reason, get the audio from Roll20 to go through my headphones while I'm in Discord.
That would probably
That's weird.
Weird.
to you right click on your things and open volume mixer or possibly sound settings.
I mean, down at the very bottom of the game settings, there should be your options to put it through your headset.
Yeah, I did that, and I have it set for audio output to my headphones, but it's not doing it. Which is whatever. It could be next week's problem.
So
Problem for future you?
Yeah, that.
So yes, this is the I found a nice manor for you to have a map for.
Same
Since
manner. I can see why Zero would want to keep it.
it's not in as good a condition as this, unfortunately. Or at least the outside, everything is wrecked. Plant life is ripped up. The doors and walls are clawed at, and the windows are boarded up. But otherwise, it is a fairly nice, still existing manor house. So what are your plans for the day?
Is there a library in this house?
Um, in some fashion, there's a den somewhere. Over here, there are bookshelves with books.
Charity will head over there. She wishes to peruse the books. Just to see what they've got going on in Barovia.
Oh, yeah.
Probably drag myself over, I guess.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
might help.
that's what I was
Like,
thinking.
wait a minute. I was like, wait, why is there? I don't see anyone. I read that's out on the top map.
Yeah,
The
there's
roof.
Yes, there's
first
three
floor,
guys.
bottom floor, second floor, then the roof.
Okay.
We're on the roof. We know we've done something wrong.
Have
All
we done?
right. What?
We're just stargazing. You know, it might not necessarily be a bad thing to be on the roof.
And if I recall correctly, Ismark had suggested that you guys sleep during the day because nighttime gets very active, as you
Oh.
experienced the night before.
Right. Maybe we should have a nap and then leave in the evening.
But isn't it in
What?
the evening bad?
What?
Maybe
Why?
that's no, I retract that. I don't know what I'm thinking.
That's the opposite of what we should do.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
If I remember correctly, Zero had gone around and gotten as much lamp oil as he possibly could.
Yes, you found a bunch of lamp oil. There are if I remember correctly, let me find my notes. You got lamp oil. I think he was trying to take a bunch of stuff, but everyone's like, hey. But otherwise, it's a standard house. It's nice. A lot of the stuff is old, but still old, worn, but still sturdy. If that makes sense. Everything, like nothing's falling apart except maybe like the gates out front that were twisted and torn away by something in the past.
Is there stables?
Yes, there are stables right behind the house. You could actually see it on the other map, but they would be not too far from the house. They're like right back here. Like if you're looking at the first floor. It's right
Okay,
over
is it
here.
still light out or?
Currently it's still light out. You guys met him like late morning. You went back. You wandered around the mansion for a bit, got the Burgermeister's coffin, went, had a funeral, came back. So you're probably like mid afternoon now. I'm not sure you would have hit late afternoon yet, but
Okay. I would like to check out the horses.
You can check out the horses. You go in the back. There are 2 horses. It doesn't look like they've been taken care of this day yet. There doesn't seem like you haven't seen anyone, but Irina is Mark in the house. Any servants that they have had are no longer with them. The horses are okay. They're horses.
Only 2?
There's 2,
Well, at
and
least they're mostly
there
okay.
is a an old but seemingly functional carriage next to the stable. A lot of
How
stuff
many-
back here looks wrecked. The carriage is still in one piece. It looks like it had been repaired.
We
But
need to make sure that carriage does not get destroyed.
Yeah, I will
Let's see.
check out the I'll check out the carriage.
is there anything in specific you're looking for?
How ghetto is it?
You could roll a perception or an investigation.
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
That's
Investigation's good.
investigation. Okay.
It doesn't. It looks sturdy. It looked like one of the wheels had been broken at one point, but replaced or repaired. It looks like it'll hold up. I mean, it's all scratched to hell on the outside, but it's not going to cave in on itself.
Okay. It's scratched on the inside,
The outside, sorry.
on the outside. Does it have locks?
Nope.
Does it have doors?
Yes.
How many horses do I think would be needed to pull it?
2 to 4. Like two will pull it, but carriages tend to have anywhere between 2 and 4 or more. If you're being ostentatious, it's just the amount of horses is more the amount of money you wish to display as you're pompousing around.
Yeah.
But essentially.
Well, but this means that we could not have one free horse. We will have to have them both.
Oh, Molly, you are like really breaking up. Like specifically you, because I guess it really hates you today. Uh-oh.
Mari.
Hello.
Hello.
How about now?
That actually sounds better.
Okay.
A little bit. Maybe.
She
And
sounds
there-
fine to me, honestly.
Okay. Maybe it's
But,
me. Hold on.
But yes, you would need to have both of
I'm
them
back.
pulling.
Okay. Welcome back.
Thank you.
So
These
you-
actually sound a little bit better.
Like looking at this carriage, like you get like you could definitely tell that once upon a time this was a fairly fancy carriage. It's big. It's got like the plush seats on the inside, but it is now old. Looks like it's been through hell and weather and hasn't been upkept in quite some time. It is still functional. It is still sturdy, but it's not what it once was, considering how attacked it looks. The same with the stables. Like, the stables have definitely been shored up multiple times. There's, like, extra wood along the walls, and the doors have, like, big, on the inside, wooden, bars keeping everything that can keep it closed. But the outside's all scratched up, and there was definite effort to try to get in, but they had the forethought to make sure that it was shored up at least somewhat. It may not be able to handle much more onslaught.
Oh boy. Well, we'll need to be careful.
Booksways. I know. Charity was looking at the books. There's some stuff on the history of the town. Not a whole lot of like. There's nothing like arcane or anything like that that you're looking for that you'd be interested in.
I mean, she'll take the history of this creepy cursed town if that's all she's got. But now that I'm now remembering, there is a question that Cherry would ask Irina, I guess, before the books thing.
Okay.
Okay, so she would just be like, "Why is Strahd creepily obsessed with you?"
It's a good question.
I mean, I
But
don't know if she had to go out
still.
and say it like that, but it is a valid question.
Short on time. She needs to read books and then take a nap. Okay, there's not enough time to dance around this question. Let's just get straight to the point.
She's like, because he is ancient and cursed. I have no idea. I can
Does-
barely remember the times he's come to me. I don't know what he wants.
Can I do perception to see if she's lying?
That would be insight.
Insight. Well, either way, I have terrible wisdom, so.
She is telling the complete truth.
You know what I'm going to roll?
Charity just kind of nods solemnly.
Oh my god.
Patience, save your sister.
This is why patience stays with us. Is
Patience,
very...
you feel like she's telling the truth. You could pick up more that she's tired. She's very stressed, given this situation. She believes in what she's saying. Like she doesn't know why. She thought, well, just she looks tired, and she's like, at first I thought I was like you, where I came from somewhere else. No one knew where I came from. I don't remember. I was a small child, and I thought that's
you
why.
are not the Burgermeister's daughter?
No, she was adopted.
Yes.
Zero just looks blankly at you.
Why are you like this, Zero?
Adopted means that you are not biologically related, but they decide to take care of you like you are.
Yes.
I am his daughter,
Strange.
just not by blood.
Yes.
Pulls out his journal and writes something in it.
Like I said, I thought it was because of that, because I was different maybe. But others like you have come and gone. But he's found an obsession with me, and I'm sick of it.
Who could blame you? Anyway. And then, I mean, after that, she'll go read the books about Barovian history. Since that's apparently the most interesting thing here.
They're like logs and Burgermeister stuff.
Can she... Okay, she's gonna look for something that's, hold on, let me check this thing that I'm looking at. When you attempt to learn... Okay, she's gonna look for, like, mentions of creepy rituals, perhaps involving some sort of sacrifice? Anything along those lines? Or is it all just, like, bookkeeping?
Like you might find... There's a lot of bookkeeping stuff, but there's also... Like you might find some like old romance novels or like I don't want to say fantasy, but fiction of varying sorts, but nothing that mentions the arcane. That's not the sort. This is like a normal folk family, you know, just more on the noble side of things. They have books. That's fancy.
Very fancy.
Yes. Fine. She'll read those until she gets bored enough to just fall asleep in the den.
Is anyone else doing anything?
Oh,
If they know where to find this Madame Eva.
I would like to learn more about like the local like any sort of legends or like wildlife we might run into, like if there's a murder like moose or something outside.
Ah, yes, the Barovian murder moose.
To be fair, that would be terrifying.
I believe it. I've been attacked by a moose.
Yeah.
Yep, they're predators.
They're very dangerous actually.
They
I
are.
didn't realize how
incredible.
large they are until I was in Alaska.
Yeah, they are very dangerous and notoriously bad-tempered.
One of my, well, not so much neighbors, but pretty close to me, found a moose in their pool,
Oh well.
chilling.
Moose is for
Yeah,
now.
they like to swim. They do like to
Oh, yeah.
swim. They can also dive. If that's not a
Eat
bizarre mental
orcas or whatever.
Anyways, back to D&D.
Yeah.
Okay, so, what was that first question? I got distracted by moose.
Fauna?
That like any sort of like
Eva.
recent.
Oh, Madame Ava, yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She would be with the Vistani. They move around, so it's hard to say where they could be camping currently. Why do you
them on
need
the
to
road.
speak to her?
Some time ago, when I first arrived to your town with my family, we were told to seek her out and that she could help.
I know very little of her, just in passing by name. But I would be wary. The Vistani are agents of him. I don't know what help they could be to you.
Did that. Kinda looks as thoughtful as she can with the mask on her face.
And Ismark will answer. You wanted local legends, lore? You know of Strahd already, yes? What? He's been our greatest legend for as long as anyone can remember. He is the reason why everything is as it is. He is our lord. He is cursed. He is very hateful. I know that there was a war or a battle, and in that war, he became a monster.
That's not good.
What's the chick's name? Irina?
Irina, yes. There are many. The wolves are his. The Vistani are his. There are a great many dangers that you could find in this land. People don't often travel. We see the Vistani sometimes as they come through, but that's about as much that are willing to come out here, especially currently. I'm uncertain about the other towns. I just know Valakia is far more safe than here.
Ugh. Obviously, my character's getting tired after a while. Yeah, one of those days. Is there any like sort of wildlife we really need to worry about? I mean, is there anything like dangerous besides wolves?
I've heard rumors that sometimes the plants themselves may become violent.
Oh, plants. That's
Kind of important information.
yeah.
Like I said, it's a rumor. Not one I want to believe, but it's hard to deny when there are people that can turn into animals.
Yeah.
Yes, I shot one earlier.
Yes, you did, unfortunately or fortunately. That's
He's
sort of how we showed up. We were fighting wolves, and then somehow we ended up here.
I meant the tall one last night.
Yes. I think you shot at that guy, but didn't shoot that guy.
You guys were in the house. You don't know.
Oh, that's true. I do not know.
Well, it sounds like Strahd has an interest in you as well.
Yes, he gave us wine.
Yep.
That gets like an eyebrow raise, like, you've met him?
No. Although there's some creepy dude looking at us in the distance. Well, you know, we were kind of burying your father.
They both like, what?
Just, I think he's aware that we've met at this point.
They kind of look at each other and
Information that's
a
important.
lot of tenseness filling the room suddenly. You could cut it with a knife.
It's not like we actively invited his attention.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
intentionally.
Those Vistani probably told him about us.
Sound like
Do you
they
mean
might
the
have.
one at the inn?
Or it's because I left the house, she says tensely, jaw tight.
Like, do you have a picture?
Hmm?
Strahd, what does he look like?
As he send you a autographed, you know, painting or something at some point.
I mean, that sounds like something he'd do.
Like she
I'm not wrong.
shakes her head like I can't remember. Everything is fuzzy. Just tall and dark.
Could I do, not necessarily a medicine check directly on her, but like, would I would I know of anything that would give you such a fuzzy memory? Is this... Could this be something natural, or could this be something...
You could roll. Could roll a medicine. Um, if you're trying to think naturally, you could roll a medicine or nature. If you're trying to think more supernaturally, it would be an arcana.
Yeah, I'm gonna do an Arcana.
All right, well then I'll do the
Mel
medicine.
will roll
Great.
medicine.
You have Alzheimer's.
Well, I've got
Well, you know, like assuming competence that there's some drugs that do that. You just like you can't look at her and like know exactly what could have been given to her. Um, medicine like yeah, like even the high like there are definitely like poisons that can do it. There could be special um even just like medicine that you could give somebody because they're like very very sick can like fuck them up that way, but she doesn't seem like after effects wise, and again you don't know how long ago this has been.
Right, yeah.
Arcana wise, Zero, you know that there are spells that can do this. You know that there are creatures that can cause like confusion. Um, like there are definite like charms and incantations that can boggle the mind, give someone fuzzy memories. So it could be either.
He goes into great detail explaining every bit of it. So many different ways.
And Irina just kind of like waves it off. I'm sure it's something he did. Why, I don't know. If he wants me so badly, you would think he would want me to return the feeling. But I do not.
Yep. Hmm.
I barely understand the organics I'm already dealing with.
Ismarcus just shakes his head. Organic. But he is not normal. Even remotely, he's no longer alive. It's very hard to kill something that's already dead.
You just have to make them extra. Yeah, I guess you can't just make them extra dead, huh? You have to.
He did just kill quite a few undead things, so...
Yes, but those are weak undead things. These are a lot stronger.
I'm not afraid.
I'm not afraid either. I'm just also being cautious.
The undead are an abomination and we need to cleanse them.
True.
I cannot turn that down.
Yeah, yeah. Like, it'd be very weird if you did.
Many, many have tried. You can see where that's gotten everyone else.
Yep.
They're in your cemetery, I'm assuming.
They're in every cemetery. At least the ones we were able to get back.
Oof.
Yoli is eating, by the way.
Yeah, we do have to eat at some point because we should probably eat.
Well, I mean, supper, dinner, elevensies, and a snack.
Because he
Wouldn't
did,
want to miss a meal.
if you remember, he did explain that Doru, the current inhabitant of the church's basement, had been riled up by a mage who wanted to go and put an end to Strahd for good, and this is what happened.
Oh,
They don't all end up in cemeteries.
oh boy.
My goddess and my divine guide Beyonce led me here. I have to trust in them.
If it helps me find what I see.
Alright, so should we leave by first light in the morning?
Yes.
Yes.
But we also need to be ready in case they try to attack tonight.
They will attack tonight. Irina is certain of
Will
that.
they be successful tonight?
Well, that's what we kind of have to prevent.
Why don't we have shifts then? Someone
Yeah.
staying up with Zero.
And there's a sudden loud and frantic banging on the front door. Bang, 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 bang,
Oh,
bang, 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 bang,
boy.
bang, bang, bang.
Yohi will tentatively get up. Is there a peephole? Is there a...
Not one you could reach.
Zero kind
How
of
dare you.
bends down to look through the peephole.
There
Oh,
is
hurry.
a very frazzled woman who's banging at the door. She's shaking a little bit. She looks like she's been crying or is crying. Her face is all smeared. She's in a shawl. And
It's no one we know.
We should help them.
Charity's
Hmm.
gonna wander over and call through the door.
Try this town. And
Hello? Who
that's
are
I
you?
disagree.
Who are you? She's not opening the door. She'll just yell through the door.
please, please, I need help. Please, is Mark there? Please.
Is Mark, do you recognize this person?
He comes up to the door and peers out, and then sighs, like his shoulders sink a bit. Like he looks like annoyed more than anything, but there's a solemnness to it, and he's like, "It's Mary."
It's not typhoid, Mary, is it?
Who's Mary?
Let her in.
Irina just rolls her eyes. Just let her in. She's harmless.
Maybe we should hide when you let
No,
her
let's just let her in. We don't need to hide.
in. All right.
Perhaps you should wait in the back room.
Okay, sure.
If you think it's best.
Yohi gives him a weird look.
Are we not supposed to be your protection?
She's fragile, and you are all frightening, if you don't mind me saying.
Yes, but it
I
is
understand.
ill-advised.
Bang, 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 bang.
From your charge.
No, Zero into the back room. I
Alright, fine.
understand.
Yeah, here, come on, Zero. I'm imagining Yohi leading Zero away by the knee.
You're like pulling at his knee,
Yeah.
and he just kind of looks down.
Come on.
What are you
Off we go.
attempting?
We're going. Come on.
We're going to wait. It'll be fine.
Fine.
At least
Here, muttering
I
to
will have it
himself.
noted. It is
Those
ill-advised
those
to
of
be
you
away
who can
from
pass,
your charge.
human passing folk aren't ushered away, but the brightly colored demon peoples in the giant walking suit of armor.
Yeah, that's fair.
And Ismark goes to open the door, and this woman kind of rushes in, and she's very wide-eyed, and her hands are very thin, and she's very dirty, and you could just like smell it off of her, like she hasn't been taking care of herself or hasn't had the ability in some like whatever way. She's dirty and manic, and there's tears streaming
Pixie?
down her face. Huh?
Pixie? Dream girl?
Human?
Not that kind of. No.
And like she reaches and grabs Ismark's shirt, and she's like, "It's Gertruda. She hasn't come back yet. It's been too long. She's missing. You have to help me. My daughter is missing. Please." And Ismark is awkwardly trying to both dislodge her and calm her down, and Irene is standing back away from the door, and he immediately closes the door for the moment.
Yohi is super listening in on this, by the way.
He's
Like 1,000,000%.
Sure, we all are.
um, it's like, it's all right. I know. Me and my sister are going to be leaving town. We'll keep an eye out for her. If we find her, we'll make sure to send her home to you. And she, for anyone like peering in and watching, like she's like half just like staring blankly and just like tears, and she's listening, but she just keeps muttering under her breath. Roll a perception to see if you could actually hear her. Vel, like you can hear her.
Oop, shit.
Hmm?
I accidentally closed out. How did I do that? I closed out roll 20.
That's not good.
No.
What is the daughter's name?
Gertruda. And like she's saying, I did everything to keep her safe. I did everything to keep her safe. She was inside. She was supposed to stay inside. I kept her safe. Now she's gone. My baby girl, my little girl is gone. And it's just a lot of muttering, like she's clearly not in her right mind. And Ismark will look back to Irina. Just, I'll walk her home. I'll be back before it's dark. Everyone should get some rest. And Irina nods, and she looks sad. But she doesn't say or do anything. She just kind of watches the whole thing unfold. And Ismark will unbar the door again, and Irina will come up behind to put the bar back on after he leaves.
Kind of crosses her arms and just stares at her for a moment. What is wrong with her?
From what I know, her she'd been keeping her daughter in the house for, as far as I know, most of her life. And she got out and ran into the mists. Probably not understanding anything. And that was over a week ago.
Well,
There's very little chance of a child surviving.
how old is her child?
And I don't really know, to be honest.
Hmm.
Young, I
Rough.
imagine.
You don't know?
I've never met her. I'd never
Is
met
there no
Mary.
law-keeping force in this town?
They all died when the wolves came.
And there's no replacements?
I'm not going to judge the fact that anyone might be unwilling to step into that role.
He doesn't say anything.
Our father wanted very much to pull this town back together. But Ismark thinks that it would be best if everyone went elsewhere if possible. Not that there's very many other places to go, but this town is
Indeed.
dying.
Indeed, it is.
And the people are not willing. They're barely willing to live.
They lost the spark in their eyes that most people have.
They have. I still want to help them.
We should definitely get some rest.
Do you know anything about the Durst family?
That's a good question, actually.
Durst?
Yes, Elizabeth was the wife's name. Let me
Gustav.
see. Gustav, yes. Gustav was the man. They had 2 children, I believe.
I don't know, perhaps there are probably logs somewhere. If not here, then... Well, I would say the town hall, but that building isn't standing anymore.
I see. Well, I would like to wait until Ismark gets back, at least. To make sure he's alright.
Indeed.
Can I come out now?
No. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, we can probably come out now. Okay. So, what happened while we were, in another space? In that other room.
He ran into a child on the road.
What?
Whoa.
Wait, what?
What?
My computer just exploded.
Oh,
That doesn't sound good.
That sounds very bad.
Jeez, that
I'm gonna
looks no
reboot.
good.
Hold on.
Sure.
Pause. Technical difficulties. We could keep talking
Huh.
in the meantime.
Neat.
So there's something about a child?
A child on the road. Don't know alive or dead.
We should definitely keep an eye out for her.
I was like, wait, you saw a child on the road? I'm like, we need to look for a child. Okay,
Right.
okay, I can understand that.
Yes.
May I ask why we were looking for this child?
Because she's missing.
And children need to be taken care of, so we need to find them if they're missing and they're not by themselves.
I know that it is a morose thought, but it is very unlikely that she survived.
Then we will at least be able to find
We
her
can find the
remains.
body.
That sounds quite accurate.
If she's still
Regardless,
herself.
even if she's no longer alive, the body should still be returned to the mother.
Yes, you mentioned before that bodies are important after death. I still don't understand why, really.
It's not that the bodies are important. It's the memory of them, of the person that they were, and treating their bodies kindly is respect to the person that they had been, the person you may have loved.
Karina is right.
Pretty much. That
Mhm.
is it in a nutshell.
Somehow we're still streaming according to OBS. That's
Uh,
funny.
Okay. Sure.
Craft.
Okay. There we go. I wonder if it continued to stream while my computer exploded. That would be cool. But yes.
That would be cool.
This. Getting back into Roll20. Is there anything else you want to be doing before you sleep for the moment?
Zero is going to look around for something sling-like.
Sling-like?
Yeah, he's got
You find some underwear.
he's got oil flasks, and you know, it might be easier to throw them greater distances with a sling.
Well, unfortunately, they don't have slings. What weaponry they do have, they're wearing.
Like I said, he finds some underwear.
Well, feeling that he will go around and collect any metal that isn't nailed down. Because it could be useful in the future.
So you're looting the place again, essentially.
Again.
Yep, basically.
Child.
So there are rooms. Ismark is going to stay downstairs. Where does everyone else crash? Irina's gonna take her father's room and leave, because there's on the next floor up. There is 3 other bedroom spaces.
Charity's just gonna fall asleep wherever she's reading boring Barovian bookkeeping. So I guess slumped over a desk in the den, maybe?
That is indeed an option.
That's the option.
Go
she's gonna
sleep over here by the fire. That seems like a nice spot.
Totally just take a nap here on the sofa.
Looks like a servant's quarters or something over here.
This little spot here?
Yeah.
Or this whole thing here?
Here.
I am uncertain what that is.
It looks like a little shitty bed in a little shitty room, so...
It kind of, like, zooming in a bit, it kind of looks like a workbench and a table, like a desk.
Okay. I guess it could be a workbench and table.
I'm not even sure how you get into this room.
That's a good question.
Unless it's part of this room. But
that's very poor placement of bookshelves.
yes.
Unless it's supposed to be a secret room hidden behind the bookshelf.
Ooh.
That
There's
is a huge secret room. Okay.
That really is. But it would make sense with the weapons and the...
So if you want there to be a secret room, this could totally be your secret room.
Yes, we love secret rooms.
But
For this, Zero's just gonna be standing idle in front of the doors
right there.
to the house. Literally, like, right in the middle in between the two doors.
As you approach the doors, on the floor, you see a doll that appears to have been dropped when Ismark had brought Mary out.
Zero just kind of ignores it.
Fair
It
enough.
is
Good.
not
You don't
of
know what kind of
interest to
curse
him.
that thing carries.
Oh, that's not what he was thinking at all.
So are you doing watches? Or...
I think we should
Watch
do our
this.
shifts.
Zero's constantly on watch either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's, it's good not to leave them alone.
Yolhi will take
Probably a
first.
good
For
idea.
her and Puppy to take first watch.
Oh, sure.
We'll probably just cycle through.
Okay. So, first watch, I want you to roll a d8. So it is, like, after Ismark comes back, he settles down. He's staying down with you guys. He's dozing off. Like, he's actively trying to get some rest because of what you are all planning for the next day and what is likely going to happen this evening. Nothing bothers the house. Everything's everything's creaky and old. But outside of normal house creaks and Pupper needing outside time, nothing unfortunate happens. Who will you wake up for next?
Yolhi will go.
Say Yolahi's down there with her. She'll wake Yolahi up.
Yeah.
Roll the rollies. One whole number. So what do you do during your watch? How
Okay,
do you
so
go
where
about
are
this?
the windows in this house? I guess specifically I would be looking at upstairs windows. That would make the most sense
It would
for
make
me to...
it would be logical that the outside walls have windows on them. They're all boarded up.
Right,
currently.
forgot about that.
Yes.
Okay, then I'm just gonna hang out right here with my bow.
You would notice the doll at Zero's feet.
I will pick the doll up.
It's weird. It's definitely like a kid's doll, but it looks like it's like like it's got a strange like sneer on its face. It looks like it's supposed to be smiling, but it just looks wrong. It's kind of like malformed a bit and like purposefully made to look creepy. And
Damn creepypasta dolls.
very creepy pasta doll. And it looks old. It's got like a sackcloth skirt on it, but there's a frayed tag on it that says "Is no fun, is no Blinsky."
Blink, 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 blink.
Okay.
Blink, blink,
I'm a
blink. All right. I will.
Is no fun,
leave-
is no Blinsky. There we go.
Okay. Or should, I'm gonna set it on. I'm gonna set it on the table. Just,
It's now watching you.
Oh, I'm sure that's just the way it.
what is?
Okay,
I cut it out for a moment. What?
it's a creepy doll that says "is no fun, is no Blinsky."
You just found it?
Yeah.
It was the one that was on Zero's feet, or at Zero's feet, that you just ignored.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that is definitely a thing, Yolahi.
It's quite a
It's
thing.
been sitting.
It sure is.
It's been sitting at Zero's feet and ignored this entire time.
Pretty sure that thing is cursed. I'm just
Zero,
saying.
is this yours?
Zero kind of shifts from his point of looking out the door this whole time, turns to Yolahi, looks to the doll. No.
Okay.
Given everything that has happened, it is most likely the child's. The woman probably dropped it at some point when she was here.
Okay. Let's keep going.
Nothing else occurs.
We don't get attacked by werewolves or anything?
Nope, not yet. It's starting to like it's dark. It's getting dark cuz like this was still late afternoon when you went to when you
So
started going to
question, why
bed.
did we have the really good people start the watch instead of having it during the
You're not
really-
good?
well, I'm just saying Charity might not be the this is her sister.
Wow. Wow. Charity will take this sacred duty with the utmost seriousness.
Oh boy.
I am always around if they need assistance.
That's true. Zero,
That's
zero,
true.
zero.
Thank you,
Fine.
Zero.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
The most faith in both of you. Really. Cross her heart.
I see we have to end early, so let's keep going.
We have to end early.
Yeah.
Oh.
I only just found out I need to leave in about half an hour.
Oh.
Okay. So, next person, who is next?
Oh,
Oh.
well,
Yep, Charity can go.
Okay.
I'm rolling my d8.
Okay. So, it is definitely dark now. You are like, what are you doing? Like, what do you? How are you taking your watch?
Probably like kind of pacing restlessly, sort of circling around, looking at the windows, upstairs, downstairs.
So, nearing the end of your watch, you're peering out the windows and you're starting to see an odd glow coming from the graveyard.
And you
Does
hear this
Zero
weird
see it
noise.
from the door?
He is watching this.
Is Zero looking out of the
Yeah, he's looking through the peephole this entire time in his sentry mode.
I don't think you could see it from the first. You wouldn't be able to see it from the first floor. Just she's up high enough that she could see around the church.
Cool.
I want you to roll a perception.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's see how this goes. Me with my. Oh, that's not too bad.
Oh, very perceptive now.
So
I'm wired.
So you are definitely seeing from it's like a green glow that seems to emanate from the graveyard. You are starting to see the wolf shapes starting to dart out of the woods towards the town.
Ooh.
And as you're see, like, a lot is starting to happen all at once. So the wolves are starting to dart out, but then you see the light. The eerie green light suffuses the graveyard. From this light emerges a ghostly procession, wavering image of doughy women toting great swords, woodwise men with shoulder bows, dwarves with glittering axes, and archaically dressed mages with beards and strange pointed hats. All these and more march forth from their graveyard, their numbers growing by the second as they head through the streets and out of the town towards the castle.
Creepy.
Creepy.
Huh.
She's
Neat.
taking notes of this. Okay, she's watching. She's just taking note. Okay, so the ghosties are going away from us.
Yes.
The wolves coming towards us.
Yes.
Okay, she'll run
You
down.
would likely, in that procession, see a tiefling or two.
So there did used to be non-humans, or maybe those were previous adventurers. Interesting. Does Strahd have something against non-humans? Is that his deal? I bet that's his deal. Okay. So Charity's just gonna like watch very avidly, and then does it just keep going, or does it wind down at some point?
Eventually, the last of them will go, but the wolves are coming.
She's gonna run around and wake
You're hearing the growling, and they are approaching quickly.
Time to run around and waking people up. She'll just run around the rooms to everyone she can find, be like, they're here. I use prestidigitation to drop like little bits of water on their faces. I think you can do that with prestidigitation, right? You can
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
allow
just-
that. You flick your fingers and splat people in the face.
Yeah, it's just like splashing everyone with like cold. It smells like seawater. She's splashing everyone. The wolves are here.
Oh, fuck.
Are they inside the house?
No. But they're on their way towards the house.
Oh boy.
Not in the house.
Yes, but they're not in the house.
But on their way to the house.
Phil's
Yeah.
gonna roll back over on the couch and go back to sleep.
I saw a ghost, Darnie.
Oh boy.
What?
Okay, she'll pause and roll over and look at her.
They came out of the graveyard, which was glowing, and went towards the castle. You can ask Zero. Zero saw it too.
Zero turns around from the door. I did not see any such thing.
Zero rotates his head 180 degrees.
You were
Well, Zero roll a perception. We'll do that. You likely saw eventually some like lights, like because this is way down the other side of town. So maybe like just some lights faintly moving like way off in the distance, like between houses. But you weren't high enough to see details of anything.
Hmm.
Could
I
have been
saw
ghosts.
lights.
Could have been.
But I did not see any ghosts for sure.
Wow. I saw them. Charity's very frustrated, but fine. She did her watch duty. Look for the ghosts and the wolves, and now she's gonna go back to sleep. Unless something else happens between her watch and her watch.
Well, the wolves are coming, and we
see.
could set that up to
Get ready
pick up
for that.
next week, since we need to stop shortly.
Yeah.
Unless you want to continue without one of your fighters.
No. No.
Not really.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah. That seems like a bad idea.
So, you've all been awoken. You're starting to hear the howls of the wolves like you had the night before. You know they're coming this way. What preparations? What are you doing?
Looks very annoyed. I mean, do we need any preparations? Says Yolohi. The
Preparation
house
H.
is,
We need to get up and be dressed.
Please.
the house is boarded up. I assume this is enough to hold them. At least for now. Do we think it's not?
In case this isn't enough to hold them, it might be good for everyone to be up and alert.
Yeah.
I've been alert this whole time.
Zero, you don't count. Because you don't sleep.
That is true. I do not.
So, in maybe like 10 minutes more, time goes by. You hear the wolves approaching, and there is something very massive
Oh,
body
no.
slamming itself up against these doors. The bar holds.
I'm
But you
currently looking
see-
through the hole.
Yes, this is a, like... You were fighting wolves before. This is a wolf. It is just more the size of a horse than it is a wolf. There are two of them. One of them is body slamming this door, growling and snarling and pushing. What are you all doing?
How decent
boy,
do we
we
think
need to-
the... How
we need
decent...
What?
Go ahead.
Go on.
Oh, first of all, Charity's gonna go to Ismark and say, "Does this normal? This?" She's gonna point at the front door. Does this normally happen? Giant horse-sized wolves.
No. So like Ismark is, his eyes are wide and his hands on his sword. The door is, it's not breaking, but like there's definite like buckling, it's pushing in, and it's pressing up against the bar. There are lots of wolves outside, from what you can hear, and there's the normal like scratching and pawing at the rest of the house. You hear the sounds, just almost. It's a loud cacophony of.
Okay, we should spread up, keep an eye out on where the wolves are going. Maybe
I think we should barricade the door further.
Yeah.
Zero.
Let's
Oh well,
try
no, wait,
the-
not Zero.
the back.
Patience. Help me carry this couch.
Alright,
Okay, Charity will start helping pull chairs. She'll
you're
use
kind of small to be carrying a couch.
I mean,
Help
like,
Charity with the couch, or Patience, or whoever is doing it.
I think Charity could handle like the chair.
Yolahi lifts the couch above her head.
Definitely.
Oh,
World's strongest halfling.
I heard Yolahi was shredded. So she had to eat that.
Oh yeah, I need to actually open my sheet to roll, don't I?
Well, for a couch, you don't really have to roll. You just kind
I'm
of lift.
rolling now.
You if you have any sort of strength score, you could lift a couch.
Oh god!
Except for Patience.
Wait a minute, can I roll? No, I can't roll one or two.
I don't have any strength score.
I have 0
Oh,
strength.
Lord
You
almighty.
can lift
I have
double
-1
your strength score.
Oh,
My strength score is 0.
No, you could. No, it's your strength score times 15. You can push and drag your strength score
Oh,
times 30.
okay.
So
Holy
if
shit.
you have any sort of strength score, you could lift a couch
Okay.
okay.
and hoist the end up and move it in front. You lean it up against the front door. Wolf hits the door again, and you see the doors buckle, and the couch just kind of slides forward a couple inches.
What
Oh.
about Zero? Does Zero slide at all?
Roll a strength check.
All right, he's more just using his weight at this point, which is
Yeah, but
380 pounds. But okay, I'll give you strength.
380 pounds. Let me look at this. Wolf. Open, please. I know what your strength score is. That's math, yeah. So you get bumped. You don't slide as much as the couch, but you definitely kind of kerbunk.
Hmm.
This thing is strong.
All right,
Alright, let's find other things. Come on.
so
Oh,
it just
boy.
kind of scoots back into place.
Good job. Good job, Zero.
Just sort of like wandering.
Thumbs up.
Peering forth at the windows.
I'm
Trying to
carrying
get
chairs over.
Alright.
Yeah, I will.
back of
Let's
the-
do a table. We can do a table.
Charity,
Yep,
what you
big
doing?
ass table.
What?
What are you doing?
Well, are there windows on the back of the house?
Yes.
Okay, she's basically just like running back and forth, trying to make sure the wolves
How,
aren't being
how
attacked.
much room is
Um,
underneath?
You see, like, running around looking at the roll of perception.
She's just trying
They're
to
not
like,
hiding what they're doing, but and you have dark vision, so that's helpful. But
make one perception though.
that's
She's just
okay.
sure that we're not
You
gonna get
see like there
overstimulated.
there is another massive wolf, and you hear it as much as see it. Like it's going for the stable, and there are a goodly number of normal sized wolves like surrounding the house.
Charity will say that there's another big wolf. It's going for the stable. Can I say it's a dire wolf? Would I know it's a dire wolf?
We should have definitely.
Yes.
Okay,
You've heard of dire wolves. You may not have seen them coming from a city, but
But I feel like the description of horse-sized wolf.
Yes, like they
Not a
don't
lot.
normally get quite that large.
Yeah,
You could
just
ride this if you really wanted to try,
yeah,
but
so like yell at them like, the horse is going for a stable. The dire wolf heading for the stable. How far away is the dire wolf? How far away are their stables?
it's right outside the back of the house, not
Okay.
super far away.
I'm gonna try and do a thing. Hold on. I need to double check what we can do.
We could say, for the sake of argument, like this bush, like up here, that's not actually.
Okay.
Because this bush is technically in the front of the house and torn down, but like roughly in this area, like it's real close to the house. But the doors are open on the other side. The doors are on the like
Oh.
north end.
The doors are open?
No, they're just on this side.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I missed the ping.
Like
Like
north.
North?
No, so, I'm saying like the stables are back here. If
Are
you
you
look
thinking
northways. Am I
northways?
on the right?
Okay, yeah, now
It would be there.
I guess there's not really much I can do. I was gonna see if I could like prestidigitation to scare the wolf, which I guess wouldn't really help.
You just. I don't know.
Could I let me check my tentacle friend. Okay, so as long as it's within line of sight. So technically, I could summon the tentacle to just start whacking the wolf.
You could summon it to about here.
Yeah, 60 feet away. Within 60 feet of me. So if I'm like right at the door, at the window, or something, I could summon it like here. Just have it like wail at the wolf. And distract it a little bit. I mean, it won't help much, but horses. We kind of need those.
Put your Tentafriend there for reference for next week. We're not gonna get super big into things until then.
She's gonna do it, guys.
I believe in her.
Has to save the horsies.
Yes.
Oh, I have a friend.
There is not of the caring.
Fancy.
Ooh. He looks like a cucumber.
New location, new tentacle.
Let's go ahead and I agree. Let's get a table and put.
So you could start barricading the door.
I said nothing about a table.
Ismark and Irina
Patience talked about a table.
will start helping. They know their house better than you guys, and be like, "This is heavy. let's move this thing."
Good.
You could barricade.
Mel at some point is also going to bring Galahalt probably into a separate room where he hopefully won't get too scared shitless.
He'll be safe in a bathtub.
He's barking and confused.
Fair.
Okay. So, do you have a game plan, or do you want to try to game plan next?
Hit things until they
Yohi's
die.
What?
Yohi's suggestion is to try outside for as long as possible.
Try to what?
She does not want to keep them outside for as long as possible. She doesn't actually want to fight them.
That sounds fair.
Charity is.
There's a lot of those out there right now.
Yeah, Charity is gonna try and 1v1 a dire wolf to keep it out.
You just keeps holding the door.
Cells from inside the window. They're close enough.
Zero will hold the door.
Charity's gonna try to save the horsies.
Zero, make another perception check. Okay, like, you're able to get another peek through the peephole in the door, and you spy standing back out where like the broken gates are two human looking peoples. One male and one female. They're the female's got her arms crossed, and the male's just kind of leaning up against like the bent part of the fence, and they're just watching what's going on. They're
Okay.
kind of scruffy looking, but looking terribly amused.
Suspicious.
I just kind of turn to the rest of the group and tell them what I see. There are people out there. They are watching.
People.
Like,
They
Great.
seem amused.
or what? Townspeople? What
Mm,
kind of people?
Could I
a
also
man
look?
and a woman.
Sure.
I don't have thingy
Thingy.
vision.
Dark vision?
So you
Oh.
will.
I could use eye for detail, make a wisdom check to spot a hidden creature, but
They're not-
that doesn't really.
They're not hiding.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
they
I
were
will.
standing out there.
I will try to take a look anyway, I guess.
It would be a disadvantage.
Oof.
It's dark, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of like shadowy shapes running around and causing mayhem outside.
You might be able to see them from upstairs. You could possibly shoot them. I'm a bit
Ah.
busy right now with this door.
I will try to go upstairs.
I will stay here with Zero in case that door comes down.
Vel.
What about Vel?
Gonna hang out down here just in case anything gets through the door.
Mm-hmm. Irina has her rapier out. Ismark has his short sword out.
I am definitely gonna get my weapons out.
My fists are my weapons.
Doesn't need no silly weapons.
Charity has her scroll.
And I suppose we will pick up next week with Wolf Time Shenanigans.
Yes.
Yay!
Any big woofs.
Many
Big
much
angry
woofs.
woofs.
Big angry wolves. Or at least violent wolves.